What happened to Natalia Grace Barnett in real life after Good American Family, where she is today? Hulu's new drama series Good American Family is the scripted version of a true story about Natalia Grace Barnett. Natalia Grace was an orphan born with a rare form of dwarfism, who was adopted by Christine and Michael Barnett in 2010. This new series, which will also be released internationally on Disney Plus in May, dramatizes the strange and harrowing story of what happened to Natalia following her adoption. Good American Family is an 8-episode limited series, which is set to end Natalia Grace's story prior to her reaching adulthood, since it focuses on her experience with the Barnett family. Cynthia Mans, who took over Natalia's guardianship after her ordeal with the Barnett family, appears as a character in Good American Family as well, played by Kim Shaw. Her recurring role in the show indicates that it will cover the beginning of Natalia Grace's time with the Mans family, although it doesn't cover the time period since Natalia cut ties with the Manses. She's now in her early 20s and has put her experiences with both the Barnetts and the Manses behind her as she seeks to move on with her life. Even after the events depicted in Good American Family, Natalia Grace's family trauma wasn't over. Following accusations of controlling and abusive behavior against the Mans family, Natalia was picked up in front of a Nashville church by the DePaul family in December 2023, in what they deem as a mission to rescue her from the Manses. She now lives with the DePauls in upstate New York, although she still considers Cynthia and Antoine Mans her parents. In an interview with People magazine published on January 2 of this year, Natalia Grace said it was sad to leave the Mans family behind. "We have our problems," she admitted, adding, "I do believe they still love me a lot." After a phone recording in which Antoine stated, "We're done with her," in reference to Natalia, and what Natalia herself has described her father's attempts to stop her from contacting her boyfriend, it seems that she decided to leave what had been her family home for the previous decade. Because of her condition, Natalia was still legally a dependent of the Manses at the time she left, which is why she had to leave with the DePauls in secret. However, she's now 21 years old and otherwise appears ready to live a more independent life, making her own choices and decisions without her parents' consent. At the same time, she's living with a family who apparently cares about her deeply. The DePauls had previously attempted to adopt her 14 years before they eventually took her in, when Natalia was just 6 years of age, as she is at the start of Good American Family. Prior to the dramatization of her childhood in Good American Family, Natalia Grace had already appeared in a documentary TV series about her life. The series is entitled The Curious Case of Natalia Grace, in reference to the 2008 David Fincher movie starring Brad Pitt, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is about a fictional character who was born looking decades older than their age, as Natalia apparently did when she was adopted. The docuseries consists of 3 seasons and is currently streaming on Max. Its first 2 seasons recount the story of Natalia's adoption and subsequent abandonment by Michael and Christine Barnett, who are played by Mark Duplass and Ellen Pompeo in Good American Family, as well as her life with the Manses. The 3rd season, which was released this January 2025, covers the period in which Natalia left the Mans family and moved in with the DePauls. Given the publicity surrounding Good American Family, as well as the seemingly unresolved issues between Natalia and her legal guardians, it's possible that additional seasons of The Curious Case of Natalia Grace could be produced in the near future. The documentary was initially supposed to end after 2 seasons, but developments in Natalia's story inevitably led to a 3rd season being produced. However, with her experiences in the Barnett and Mans households behind her, and no fresh documentary episodes on the horizon at present, Natalia Grace is now focusing on adjusting to adult life. Having previously expressed a desire to work with children, following her experience of helping to raise younger brothers and sisters in the Mans family, Natalia is now pursuing her dream of becoming a school teacher. She's working on her General Educational Development (GED) certificate, while learning to drive and continuing her relationship with her boyfriend. Good American Family might show us the harrowing side of Natalia Grace's life, But having survived the traumas she suffered during her childhood, she now seems to be having a much better time of it. Natalia Grace Barnett's life has been a whirlwind of controversy, abandonment, and resilience. Her story, which has captivated the public through documentaries and dramatizations, is a testament to the complexities of adoption, identity, and the human spirit. Early life and adoption. Born on September 4, 2003, in Mykolaiv, Ukraine, Natalia Grace was diagnosed with spondylopiphaseal dysplasia congenita, a rare form of dwarfism. She spent her early years in an orphanage before being adopted by Michael and Christine Barnett in 2010. Initially believed to be around 7 years old, the Barnetts soon grew suspicious of her age, citing physical signs that suggested she was much older. In 2012, they petitioned an Indiana court to legally change her birth year from 2003 to 1989, effectively making her 22 years old at the time. This legal re-aging led to a series of events that would thrust Natalia into the national spotlight: abandonment and legal battles. After the court's decision, the Barnetts moved Natalia into an apartment in Lafayette, Indiana in 2013 and subsequently relocated to Canada, leaving her alone. This abandonment led to charges of neglect against the Barnetts. However, Michael Barnett was acquitted in 2022, and charges against Christine were dismissed in 2023. In 2019, the case gained widespread attention when the Barnetts publicly claimed that Natalia was a mentally disturbed adult posing as a child, alleging she had threatened their lives. Natalia denied these allegations, maintaining that she was a child at the time of adoption. A 2023 DNA test confirmed her birth year as 2003, validating her claims and restoring her legal age. Life with the Mans family. Following her abandonment, Natalia was taken in by Antoine and Cynthia Mans, who provided her with a home for nearly a decade. However, in December 2023, Natalia fled the Mans household, alleging abuse and control. She claimed that the environment was oppressive and that she was subjected to manipulation. A new beginning with the DePaul family. After leaving the Mans family, Natalia found refuge with Nicole and Vincent DePaul, a couple with dwarfism residing in upstate New York. The DePauls had previously attempted to adopt Natalia in 2009, but were unsuccessful. They provided her with a supportive and understanding environment, helping her to rebuild her life. Natalia began therapy, started studying for her GED, and expressed aspirations of becoming a school teacher. She also learned to drive and planned necessary surgeries related to her condition. Media representation and public perception. Natalia's story has been the subject of various media portrayals. The docuseries The Curious Case of Natalia Grace and its follow-up Natalia Speaks delved into her experiences and the controversies surrounding her life. In March 2025, Hulu premiered Good American Family, a dramatized series based on Natalia's life, starring Ellen Pompeo and Mark Duplass as the Barnetts, with Imogen Faith Reed portraying Natalia. Current life and aspirations. As of 2025, Natalia, now 21, continues to live with the DePaul family. She has been diagnosed with anxiety, ADHD, PTSD, and reactive attachment disorder, conditions stemming from her tumultuous past. Despite these challenges, she remains optimistic about her future. Natalia is focused on her education, with the goal of becoming a teacher, and is actively working towards personal growth and healing. Natalia Grace's journey is a poignant reminder of the complexities of adoption and the resilience of the human spirit. Her story continues to inspire discussions about identity, trust, and the importance of supportive communities.